But whatever we love, we will fiercely protect. We will fiercely.
Have you ever been in a place where you just don't really know what to do with someone? I probably have half a dozen T.D. Jakes books in my house. I have been reading him for the last 20 years. The statements he made about black women being masculine and not holding black men accountable really profoundly affected my opinion of him. And I know it sounds like he's trying to redeem himself somewhat in that, he's advising black women about black men. But it was like, I know for a fact that black women uphold the black church. All right. If you go look at his congregation, I'm willing to bet that it is probably 90% black women. All right. Black men are in there, but nothing like black women. And to come out of his mouth and say that black women are masculine and they need to change that without addressing the men, that not only upset me, it hurt my feelings. Because I would think that as a black man who runs a church with mostly black women as parishioners, as members of his church, he ought to already know that. I'm kind of divided on T.D. Jakes. It upsets me more than I can say. Because I don't know if I've told you guys, I was a Christian, a church-going Christian for better than 30 years. Studied, read, studied, and like I said, I had tons of his books. Adjusted my life because of them. And to see him treat black women that way, it upset me in so many ways. So I don't know what my opinion is of him anymore. And I'm wondering, does anybody else, because see, I have a real issue with cognitive dissonance, okay? My life lines up really, really well. And I made it that way because I did not want to be in a place of doing one thing, thinking another. My actions match up with who I am, all right? And so that's how I live my life now. And to have this man come in and say those things was like, wow. It was completely unexpected. And so I don't know what my opinion is. I've had an opinion for many years. And while I may not agree with everything that he wrote in his books and he spoke about, I was in agreement with a good chunk of it until I heard him talk about that. And I sat and listened to the entire sermon. And I was like, okay, he did hold black men accountable. But to not understand that when you leave black women alone to raise children, to run households, that the masculine side has no choice but to come out, or our children and ourselves would have perished, and then to admonish us for that, no, I had a problem with that. So ladies, I guess I'm taking a poll. I'm forever taking polls, huh? What do you think? Do you have an issue with T.D. Jakes? Do you think it was, I don't think it was misspoken. That man never misspeaks. He never does. He has been pretty consistent in all of his writings, in all of his books, and maybe there was a time I would probably listen to 5-6 sermons of his a week. I had a whole roster of ministers that I listened to besides my own, all right? Where do you think he stands? Is he pro-black women? I don't understand what happened. I don't understand why he didn't understand the very women that he ministers to and what they have been going through for generations.